Did you know that two of the most commonly taken vitamins by older adults may actually be weakening their legs and causing more nighttime cramps? Not fewer? It's surprising, because most of us have been told that staying strong and avoiding muscle cramps after 60 is just about getting more vitamins, especially the popular ones. But science is now showing that the story is far more nuanced, and in some cases, dangerously misunderstood. Here's why this matters. After the age of 60, we naturally lose about 1% of muscle mass per year. That decline isn't just about looking fit. It's tied directly to mobility, balance, independence, and even lifespan. According to Dr. Peter Adia, maintaining leg strength is one of the most predictive factors for longevity and quality of life. Weak legs don't just mean trouble walking, they increase the risk of falls, joint problems, and cognitive decline. And yet, many older adults unknowingly sabotage their muscular health by taking supplements they assume are helping, when in fact, they may be working against their nervous system and muscular function. So in this episode, we're breaking down two of the worst vitamin mistakes people over 60 are making, and what to do instead. We'll explore how some popular vitamins disrupt calcium signaling in muscle fibers, why certain nutrients can block magnesium absorption, increasing cramping and spasms, how leg strength is tied not just to muscle, but to neurons in your spinal cord and brain, and specific evidence-based strategies to protect and rebuild muscle, prevent cramps, and boost coordination and beyond. This is about your power, your freedom, and your future, and it starts with correcting the science. Let's dive in. You've probably heard that vitamin E is essential for aging well, that it protects your cells from damage, boosts immunity, and even supports heart health. But what you might not know is this. In higher doses, especially through supplements, vitamin E can actually disrupt your muscles' ability to contract and relax properly. Here's what the research shows. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant, and while antioxidants are crucial for neutralizing harmful free radicals, too much of a good thing can backfire. Published in journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that high-dose vitamin E supplementation, particularly above 400 IU per day, can interfere with intracellular calcium signaling. This is critical because calcium is what triggers your muscle fibers to contract. If that calcium release is disrupted or becomes erratic, you can experience weakness, instability, and yes, more cramps. What's happening in your muscles is similar to a group of orchestra players trying to follow a conductor. But the conductor keeps giving confusing, delayed signals. The result? The music, movement, becomes disorganized. This issue is even more concerning as we age. By the time we hit our 60s and beyond, our muscles are already more sensitive to oxidative stress. Taking modest amounts of vitamin E from whole foods like sunflower seeds, almonds, or spinach is perfectly safe and even beneficial. But excessive amounts from supplements may tip the balance, impairing performance instead of enhancing it. Here's a simple tool to apply. If you're over 60, avoid vitamin E supplements that exceed 200 IU per day, unless directed by a healthcare provider. Instead, focus on food-based sources that provide the natural form of vitamin E, known as D-alpha tocopherol, which your body handles more efficiently. Also important, consider whether your multivitamin or immune booster already contains added vitamin E. Many do, and the cumulative effect can sneak up over time. Now you might be wondering, what does all this have to do with leg cramps or sudden weakness after walking? It comes down to the fine-tuned electrical and chemical dance between your nervous system and your muscle fibers. When that dance is thrown off, even by something as seemingly harmless as a vitamin, the consequences show up as tightness, trembling, or fatigue in your legs. That's why understanding the dosage and form of what we supplement becomes more important with every passing decade. Optimization isn't about piling on more, it's about getting the balance right. In the next section, we'll talk about a much more common and arguably more dangerous imbalance that affects magnesium, your muscle's best friend, and how one sneaky nutrient could be blocking its absorption. But first, if this kind of grounded, science-backed health insight is helping you rethink your routine, consider subscribing to the channel. It supports this work and helps us bring more clarity and empowerment to your health journey. If you've ever taken zinc to boost immunity, especially season, you're not alone. But here's what most people don't realize. Zinc and magnesium are like two kids fighting over the same swing on a playground. They compete for absorption in your gut. And when zinc wins too often, magnesium loses badly. This matters deeply for people over 60. Why? Because magnesium is absolutely essential for neuromuscular health. It regulates muscle contractions, supports energy production in your cells, and helps calm down overactive nerve signals. When magnesium is too low, a condition affecting nearly half of older adults according to NHANES data, it can show up as nighttime leg cramps, restless legs, muscle tightness or spasms, fatigue after mild exertion, and even mood instability. And yet, many multivitamins, immunity drinks, and cold season lozenges are overloaded with zinc, sometimes up to 300% of the recommended daily intake, and contain little or no magnesium to balance it out. What's happening in your body when this imbalance sets in? Think of magnesium as a natural brake system for your muscles and nerves. Zinc, while important for immune signaling and tissue repair, doesn't help with muscle relaxation. In fact, in high amounts, it can push magnesium out of the way, leaving your muscles firing without enough support to wind down. It's like a car with a gas pedal and no brakes. In one clinical study from Magnesium Research, researchers observed that magnesium supplementation significantly reduced the frequency and intensity of nocturnal leg cramps in older adults. But here's the catch. Those benefits only held if excess zinc intake wasn't interfering. So, what can you do? Tool number 1, audit your supplements. If you're taking a zinc-containing product, especially one above 25 milligrams daily, make sure it's paired with at least 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate or citrate, forms that absorb well and are gentle on the stomach. Tool number 2, time them apart. If you need both, take zinc in the morning and magnesium in the evening to minimize competitive absorption in your gut. Tool number 3, prioritize food first. Leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, avocados, and beans are all rich in magnesium and often come with cofactors like B6 that improve its uptake. These small shifts can have a powerful impact on how your legs feel, especially at night when imbalances are most likely to show up. Have you noticed your legs feel twitchier or tighter after starting a new supplement? That may not be coincidence. It may be chemistry. And when we understand that, we can change it. By balancing minerals wisely, we support not just muscle health, but also nervous system resilience, emotional calm, and better sleep. If this insight is helpful, feel free to tap the like button. It tells the algorithm this content matters, and it helps others find it too. Next, we'll look at the unsung hero of leg strength and neuromuscular aging, magnesium itself, and how to optimize it based on neuroscience. Magnesium isn't just a muscle relaxer, it's a master regulator of your entire neuromuscular system. What's happening in your legs, especially after 60, is no longer just about strength. It's about communication. And magnesium is what keeps the conversation between your nerves and muscles clear and steady. Here's the science. When your brain wants your muscles to move, whether it's to stand up, walk, or shift your balance, it sends a signal down the spinal cord to motor neurons. These neurons then release a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which tells your muscle fibers, contract now. But for this entire chain to function properly, your cells need the right electrical balance. That's where magnesium comes in. Magnesium acts like a gatekeeper. It regulates the flow of calcium and potassium in and out of cells. These minerals are what drive the on and off signals of muscle activity. Without enough magnesium, calcium floods into cells too quickly, causing excessive firing and leading to spasms, tightness, or cramps. One fascinating study from the Journal of Physiology found that magnesium deficiency doesn't just impair physical performance, it alters synaptic transmission, meaning the way neurons talk to muscles gets noisier and less reliable. Have you ever felt like your legs are jumpy at night? Or like your muscles are working harder than they should just to do something simple? That's often a sign of this neuromuscular misfire. But here's the empowering part. Magnesium levels are highly responsive to behavior. A few small changes can yield big improvements. Tool number 1. Add magnesium-rich foods to your evening meal. Spinach, dark chocolate, pumpkin seeds, and black beans are all excellent sources. Eating them at night can also support sleep quality, thanks to magnesium's calming effects on the nervous system. Tool number 2. Consider supplementing magnesium glycinate before bed. This form binds to glycine, an amino acid that promotes relaxation. Start with 200 milligrams and work up to 400 milligrams if needed, based on your doctor's guidance. Tool number 3. Reduce caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Both increase urinary magnesium loss, leaving you more depleted at night when cramps often hit hardest. What's remarkable is that many of these improvements happen fast. In some clinical trials, magnesium supplementation reduced cramp frequency within just 2 weeks, especially in older adults who had subtle deficiencies they never knew about. And there's more. Magnesium also influences brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a molecule essential for brain plasticity and muscle control. So when you restore magnesium, you're not just helping your legs, you're strengthening the mind-muscle connection as a whole. In the next section, we'll explore that connection even more deeply, focusing on the motor neurons themselves and how to keep them firing sharp well into your 70s and beyond. Most people think muscle strength is just about the muscle, but that's only half the story. The real power comes from the neurons that control those muscles, especially motor neurons that originate in the spinal cord and brainstem. And as we age, those neurons are under quiet, steady attack. By our 60s, we begin to lose these motor neurons, especially the ones that control fast-twitch muscle fibers. These are the fibers responsible for quick movements like catching your balance, standing up quickly, or stepping over obstacles. When they go offline, you don't just feel slower, you feel unsteady, vulnerable, and more prone to falling. Dr. Peter Attia emphasizes this in his work on centenarian decathlon training. The idea that the ability to get off the floor without assistance at 80 is directly linked to how well you preserve neuromuscular coordination starting at 60. So, what's happening in your body? Motor neurons are like high-voltage cables delivering precise instructions to your muscles. But aging, inflammation, oxidative stress, and inactivity all slowly degrade their insulation, called myelin, and their ability to fire cleanly. Here's what the research shows. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that adults over 60 who perform specific motor control exercises, such as single-leg balance, light agility drills, and coordinated strength work, showed not only improved muscle output but slower motor neuron degradation over time. So how do we fight this? Tool number 1. Train your nervous system, not just your muscles. Incorporate exercises that demand coordination, like step-ups with arm movement, single-leg balance, or slow marching in place with eyes closed. This forces your brain and spine to actively engage the motor units, not just the muscles. Tool number 2. Prioritize speed and intention. Dr. Andrew Huberman has spoken often about the importance of intention-based movement. That means doing some exercises where you focus on moving quickly, even with light weight, like rapid sit-to-stand drills. This keeps your fast-twitch motor units alive and active. Tool number 3. Challenge balance under safe conditions. Try standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, or use a wobble board or soft surface to create subtle instability. This activates proprioceptors, the sensors in your joints that communicate position to your brain, and trains the neural loop responsible for preventing falls. This kind of neural training is just as important as lifting weights, maybe more so, because without the signal from your brain and spine, even strong muscles won't move when they need to. And remember, neurons are plastic. As Dr. Huberman often reminds us, the nervous system can rewire, rebuild, and strengthen well into late adulthood if we give it the right input. That's what this is about. Not just aging more slowly, but aging with precision, with control, with dignity. In our next section, we'll explore the role of muscle as a chemical powerhouse, not just a strength system, and how that affects your entire body, from brain to immunity.
Here's something rarely talked about in traditional health advice. Your muscles aren't just for movement. They're also chemical factories. When you contract a muscle, especially large muscles like those in your legs, your body releases powerful signaling molecules called myokines. These act like hormones. They travel through the bloodstream and influence your immune system, brain health, metabolism, and even inflammation. This is why Dr. David Sinclair and others in the longevity field emphasize muscle preservation as one of the central pillars of healthy aging. It's not just about staying mobile. It's about staying biochemically young. So what happens when we start to lose leg strength after 60? We don't just become weaker. We lose access to one of the most potent anti-inflammatory, anti-aging systems in the body. Let's break it down. Every time you engage your muscles, through walking, resistance training, or even standing up repeatedly from a chair, you activate these myokines. Some of the most important include irisin, which promotes fat browning and cognitive function, BDNF, a brain-derived factor that supports learning, mood, and neuroplasticity, IL-6, which when released from muscle has anti-inflammatory effects, in contrast to when it's released from fat, where it becomes pro-inflammatory. In other words, moving your legs can literally change your brain chemistry. Here's what the research shows. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that older adults who regularly engaged in moderate resistance training had significantly higher levels of circulating BDNF and myokines than their sedentary peers. These molecules were associated with better memory, reduced anxiety, and stronger immune profiles. Now here's the practical takeaway. Tool number 1, use movement snacks. Even if you can't do a full workout, doing 5 to 10 bodyweight squats every couple of hours throughout the day can stimulate myokine release. Think of it like dosing yourself with a hormone that helps protect your brain. Tool number 2, prioritize leg-focused resistance training. Movements like step-ups, leg presses, glute bridges, or even resistance band exercises can dramatically increase myokine output, especially when done consistently, 2 to 3 times per week. Tool number 3, combine movement with protein timing. Consuming 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein, with leucine, within 1 hour of muscle use can enhance recovery and amplify the anabolic signaling needed to maintain muscle mass, and by extension, myokine activity. The bottom line? Your muscle is far more than tissue. It's a pro-longevity organ, and your legs are your largest reservoir. Keeping them strong doesn't just help you stand up. It keeps your immune system sharper, your brain more resilient, and your body younger at the cellular level. And that's not just inspiring, it's actionable. In our final science section, we'll bring it all together with daily habits and tools. The small, doable actions that can reduce cramping, protect mobility, and extend the life and quality of your nervous system and muscles. We've explored how micronutrient imbalances, neuromuscular decline, and motor neuron loss all quietly erode leg strength and stability after 60. But now, let's flip the lens. Because the most powerful part of this science is how changeable it is. Cramps, fatigue, and loss of balance aren't inevitable. They're signals. And when we respond to them with targeted behavior, we not only ease the symptoms, we often reverse the root cause. Let's bring everything down to earth with a simple, science-guided checklist. Tool 1. Magnesium before bed. Start with 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate or citrate about an hour before sleep. This not only reduces nighttime cramps and twitching, but it also supports better sleep architecture, which is when much of the neuromuscular repair actually happens. Tool 2. Rebalance zinc intake. If you're supplementing zinc, especially above 25 milligrams per day, cycle off every few weeks, or add back 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium. Remember, zinc blocks magnesium at the gut level. A simple shift in timing, zinc in the morning, magnesium at night, can make a world of difference. Tool 3. Daily neural activation drills. Just 5 minutes a day of intentional movement can reignite dormant motor neurons. Try this protocol. 10 sit-to-stands. 10 slow marches in place with eyes closed, 30 seconds of single leg balance per leg. Repeat once or twice daily. This trains the brain-body signal chain that keeps your legs reactive and responsive. Tool 4. Eat magnesium and potassium-rich foods daily. Think spinach, pumpkin seeds, beans, avocados, and bananas. These foods provide the minerals your muscles crave and come with fiber, antioxidants, and prebiotics that support gut absorption.
Tool 5. Move every hour. One of the biggest cramp triggers? Sitting too long. Every 60 to 90 minutes, stand up, do a few heel raises, or walk a flight of stairs. It's not about exercise, it's about circulation, nervous system engagement, and blood flow. Tool 6. Strength train legs twice per week. Use resistance bands, body weight, or machines. It doesn't matter. What matters is this: strong legs protect your brain. The more you engage them, the more anti-aging chemicals, like BDNF and irisin, your body produces naturally. If you've been struggling with leg fatigue, weakness, or those annoying cramps at night, try applying just 1 or 2 of these tools consistently for the next 7 to 10 days. You might be surprised, not just by how your legs feel, but by how your energy shifts, how your sleep improves, and how your mind feels clearer. Because this is what the science shows. When you restore magnesium, regulate zinc, and train the nervous system with intention, aging slows and vitality returns. In the conclusion, we'll bring all of this together: the why, the what, and the one thing you can do today to start protecting your future strength and mobility. Let's step back for a moment. What we've really been talking about isn't just muscle cramps or leg weakness. It's agency, the ability to move freely, to rise without strain, to walk with confidence, to keep doing the things, big and small, that make life feel full. And what the science makes clear is this: your muscles and nerves are listening. Every input, whether chemical, nutritional, behavioral, or emotional, shapes how they function tomorrow, next month, and 10 years from now. Here's what we've covered: zinc and magnesium. 2 critical minerals that often fall out of balance with age, supplements, or stress. One, zinc, can block the other, magnesium, and the result is cramps, twitching, and poor neuromuscular coordination. The fix? Mindful timing, proper dosing, and food-based support. The magnesium effect: not just a muscle relaxant, but a neuromodulator that keeps your brain-to-muscle signals clean and steady. Magnesium glycinate before bed, leafy greens daily, and less caffeine at night can rebuild the system quickly. Motor neurons decline with disuse, but they also regrow with use. Neural activation drills, light agility work, and movement intention all tell your brain, this matters. Keep it online. Muscle is more than strength. It's a hormone-producing organ that boosts brain health, immunity, and longevity. The more you train your legs, the more your whole system benefits. Myokines, BDNF, and irisin, chemical messengers released by contracting muscle that rejuvenate brain circuits, reduce inflammation, and preserve functional youth. Behavioral tools, from 5-minute daily drills to smart nutrient pairing, you now have a science-backed playbook to protect your legs and your independence. But let's not stop at knowledge. Here's your challenge for today. Before bed tonight, take 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Tomorrow morning, do 10 slow, intentional sit-to-stands. Just those 2 things. 2 minutes total. Notice how your body responds, then keep going. And if this episode gave you even one insight you can use, consider subscribing. This channel is about more than just information. It's about transformation. Grounded in neuroscience, behavioral science, and deep care for what it means to live well, especially as we age. So, like if this resonated, comment with the tool you're going to try first, and subscribe if you want to keep learning. Not just what the science says, but how to live it. Because you deserve a body that supports you, a mind that feels alive, and a future that's not just longer, but stronger. Take care of your legs, and they'll take care of you.